bracing for the transfer of power.
Know exactly what he intends to do. He's been very honest about that.
Some governors plan what they call Trump-proofing in their states. Residents returning home. In the aftermath of Israeli strikes in southern Lebanon. And dreaming of a White House Christmas.
It's been incredible to watch all of you transform this space year after year.
The First Lady with her debut of holiday decorations. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Jason Arrow.
And I'm Emma Alonso. Today is Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Getting ready, states with Democratic governors try to put new laws in place ahead of Inauguration Day. Political leaders across the country prepare for what could happen when Donald Trump is sworn as president for a second non-consecutive term.
CNN's Nick Watt has more on California Governor Gavin Newsom and how he plans to, quote, Trump-proof his state ahead of time.
Gavin Newsom, he's another beauty.
He means Gavin Newsom, California's charismatic, coiffed governor who predicts an imminent Trumpian assault on abortion rights, immigration, environmental protections, and more.
We know exactly what he intends to do. He's been very honest about that.
Already threatening Newsom if he doesn't toe the Trump line on water rights.
And we'll say, Gavin, if you don't do it, we're not giving you any of that fire money that we send you all the time for all the forest fires that you have.
We will work with the incoming administration, Newsom said today, but when there is overreach, when lives are threatened, when rights and freedoms are targeted, we will take action.
There's no question that Newsom sees his future as a Democratic presidential candidate as rooted in his ability to rally resistance.
Today, on his orders, Californian politicians trying to Trump-proof their deep blue state before DJT 2.0 takes office.
If LGBTQ people come under attack, if hardworking immigrants are targeted, if women's reproductive freedom is threatened, we will fight back with everything we have.
They're proposing an up to $25 million fighting fund and bills protecting abortion rights.
We are not backing down. We are absolutely committed to making sure that all women have access to reproductive freedom. Full period, full stop.
During his first term, California spent more than $40 million suing Trump's administration 122 times.
He vandalized our progress. He vandalized our programs. He broke the law.
The level of confrontation between Trump and Blue America is going to be even more intense in the second term than it was in the first. Stephen Miller openly talked about deputizing the National Guard from red states and sending them into blue states. That is a recipe for intrastate conflict of the kind we have not really seen in the U.S. since the Civil War.
Today, immigrants' rights groups protested outside California's State House, carrying signs, MAGA out of California.
Residents returned to their homes in southern Lebanon today after being one of the areas hit hardest by Israeli strikes. Journalist Tamara Queblawi reports from Beirut showing the aftermath in those communities.
When Israel's bombs stopped, the devastation came to light. Mangled mounds of rubble lined the streets of southern Beirut. Hezbollah, which dominates this residential neighborhood, adorns the destruction with photos of its slain fighters. The scale of loss, undeniable.
It's really hard to describe just how dramatic the destruction is in the southern suburbs of Beirut, but if we could convey it in a single frame, this would probably be it. Have a look. Over here, the destruction starts below ground, right? It gives you a sense of how big the bomb was, but also people's former lives. So I can see a closet, I see some clothes, some mattresses, and in front of me, I see what used to be a children's room and a cooking pot with food in it, which suggests that people or a person was cooking as they received the evacuation order and fled in an instant, likely taking very few of their belongings with them before their house was destroyed.
We met one 25-year-old woman, Marwa. She only just returned to her home.
And that's your doll?
Yes.
From when you were a kid?
Yes. This one, it's كمان بس هاي انتزعت كتير.
فthese يعني هول ذكرياتك. These are your memories.
ايه اكيد. هيك كان عمري 2 لما صارت معي.
هول الأكلات يلي تركتوها لوقت
هول اللي تركناهم صح.
شو كان شعورك أول ما فتي على بيتك؟
كنا زعلانين لأنه هلا نحن نقول الحمد لله إنه بعده البيت لأنه ذكرياتنا كلها فيه، بس إنه شيء مش حلو إنه أنت كنت متوقعة إنه بدي أرجع أنا على بيتي بعد كم يوم، طولت كثير الخبرية، رجعت جيت لقيت كل شيء مكسر، ما فيني أرجع دغري على بيتي، هاي الشيء اللي كان بيزعل أكثر شيء، بس غير هيك كلها ماديات يعني كلها بتتعوض.
Across the neighborhood, people are trying to put on a brave face. But the place is cloaked with the uncertainty of what's to come. Tamara Qiblawi, CNN, Beirut.
A Central Florida woman, is behind bars this morning after being sentenced to life in prison for letting her boyfriend die inside of a suitcase. As CNN's Cheryl Hubbard reports, the convictions for the second-degree murder of her boyfriend in 2020.
A mother's plea.
Love is missing. Sometimes when I look out the window, I'm waiting for him to come and say, Mom, I love you.
For a son she'll never see again. George Torres Jr. was found dead inside a suitcase back in 2020. His girlfriend, Sarah Boone, says the two were playing a game of hide and seek when Torres willingly got into the suitcase. He was left in the zipped suitcase for 11 hours. In body cam footage played during the trial, Boone offered responding officers an alibi.
Go sleep. Where did you fall asleep at? Upstairs. In your bedroom? Yes. Okay. Totally forgetting that he was in the suitcase gone.
Prosecutors asserted that it was something more sinister, presenting video on Boone's phone showing her taunting the victim while he was inside the suitcase.
For everything you've done to me.
So, I can't breathe, babe.
Torres died from suffocation. In October, Sarah Boone was found guilty of second-degree murder after a 10-day trial. During Monday's sentencing, one of Torres's children gave an impact statement on behalf of them all.
Thoughts of my father's demise still enter my mind ever so often. I'm left either angry, sad, or sick to my stomach to think of how his final moments were.
She don't only kill my son, she killed a father, a brother, an uncle.
I'm Cheryl Hubbard, reporting.
It's back to square one this morning for the board at Tesla after its proposed CEO pay package was rejected for a second time. A court in Delaware made the decision yesterday. The pay package, now worth $56 billion, was approved by the shareholders in June. The judge criticized the company's board for being too close to CEO Elon Musk. The same judge rejected the proposal in January.
Supreme Court justices this morning consider a case involving flavored e-cigarettes after hearing arguments. The e-cigarette industry made arguments at the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. yesterday. Industry lawyers accused the FDA of violating federal law by changing the rules on evaluating products. Parents are concerned about the flavors because they appeal to underage consumers.
One state's laws banning gender-affirming care remain in place this morning while under Supreme Court consideration. Last Wednesday, justices heard an appeal from transgender youths challenging Tennessee's ban. The case examines sex discrimination and equal protection, testing if landmark rulings apply to transgender rights. Tennessee is one of more than 25 states with such restrictions.
It's one thing for the Heat to play back-to-back road games. It's quite another to be visiting the defending NBA champs.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
May our nation be blessed with peace and light this holiday season.
The residents of the White House show off their version of a white Christmas. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter!
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Decking America's most famous halls to mark the holiday season. In Washington, D.C., First Lady Jill Biden has already started debuting the 2024 holiday decorations.
As CNN's Julian Benbrook reports, it will be the last holiday season for the Bidens at the White House.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at the White House. First Lady Jill Biden unveiling this year's holiday theme, a season of peace and light.
We are guided by the values that we hold sacred: faith, family, and service to our country, kindness toward all of our neighbors, and the power of community.
The decor includes 83 Christmas trees, more than 28,000 ornaments, and over 165,000 lights. More than 300 volunteers helped create the Winter Wonderland.
It's been incredible to watch all of you transform this space year after year.
The first Christmas tree display on the tour is dedicated to Gold Star families, with the stacked stars representing all 6 branches of the military. As guests continue down the East Colonnade, they're surrounded by bells, symbolizing the sounds of the holiday season. And in the Blue Room, the official White House Christmas tree, an 18.5-foot Fraser fir presented by Cartner's Christmas Tree Farm in North Carolina. White paper doves carry messages of peace in the Red Room, and finally in the State Dining Room, trees adorned with self-portrait ornaments, crafted by students from across the country, in hopes that each child can see themselves reflected in this year's display.
May our nation be blessed with peace and light this holiday season.
Reporting at the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
It's not looking great this morning for the Miami Heat, who now have a losing record after their defeat against the Boston Celtics last night. Miami had to play without their star player Jimmy Butler, who had a knee injury. The Heat scored the first of 7 points in the game, but went cold after and could not maintain the lead. The final score was Heat 89, Boston 108. The Heat will come back home to face the Los Angeles Lakers tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles, watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward. Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences can make us stronger.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Emma Alonso.
I'm Jason Howard. Government News anytime on caplinnews.fau.edu.